Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about this 2-in-1 straightening and curling iron from Primark. It costs a grand total of £10. It has ceramic coated plates and heats up to 180 degrees. So let's have a look at this. Wait, okay. So let's get all the packaging off. Right, so the handles are in their locked position. There's a switch in the bottom here, which, yep, that's the locking one. Okay, that's quite cool. I guess when they're in the locked position is when you would do your curling, which is very strange. Is there instructions in the box about that? There is instructions in the box. Whee! Manual instructions, not the language I need. Instruction manual. Oh good, the English one comes out. For best results, wash, comb and dry hair until just damp to touch. I was always taught that was damaging for your hair. My hair is completely dry. So, where's... So there's only straightening instructions, so that's interesting, unless I'm missing something. I don't think I am. Okay, well we'll straighten our hair today and we'll work out the curling tomorrow. So let's get all the bits off here. Now this is going to be interesting if this whole outer layer heats up. I'm going to hope that this doesn't get dropped. I can see that being a bit of a downside. It does have a swivel mounted cord, which is always a good thing. And let's just see kind of how long this will take to heat up. So power switch is here and it's got a nice light indicator to let you know that it is doing the heating thing. I'm gonna set this down very carefully. And I'm going to just get my hair kind of prepared. So let's get the top layers out the way. I haven't straightened my hair in ages. My GHDs got a little bit knackered and I just haven't been straightening my hair. So it wasn't a priority to spend money on it. So this is going to be interesting. I hope I don't restart an addiction. Straightening is bad for your hair, but let's see. So I've got some Style Expertise Defense Protecting Heat Styling Spray from Superdrug, and it is cruelty free. And I can't remember how much I paid for this, but it wasn't that expensive. And just get that nice and generously coated. I'm not loving the scent on this. Kind of makes me think of a weird combination of baby powder and alcohol. But normally I'm spraying it with my hairs at the back of the head, and it doesn't really bother me. So maybe I should have sprayed all my hair before I started sectioning it off, and then it would be more pleasant for me. Let's see. So, I mean, you guys can probably guess why I haven't been straightening my hair and why it hasn't bothered me. It's not that unstraight to begin with. Okay, so it does definitely heat all the way round, which is pretty expected. There's not any settings between straightening and curling. But I think that means I'm going to have to be extra careful with this, because I do feel like, I don't know, like I'm going to hit my ear or my neck with this. And it's going to be nasty. So it's not the straightest I've had my hair. I don't know. Maybe I haven't left this long enough to heat up. I feel like maybe I should have been waiting until this was flashing or something. Who knows? I mean, it's straighter than this side. Not by a huge amount. On the side, it's not catching anything. So that's good. Like I've had some cheap straighteners in the past where the joins between like the plate and the rest of the tool are quite obvious, and they catch and pull at your hair, which is unpleasant. Tends to result in a surprise haircut of a couple of select hairs. Now, I've got a good kink going here that does not want to come out. Okay. So I'm kind of gaining confidence with this, as in I'm almost forgetting to worry about the outside of it. I'm not sure whether that's a good or a bad thing. I don't think this is anywhere near as hot as my GHDs. I can't remember what temperature they were meant to do, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you've got quite fine hair or it's quite straight already, you don't really need that intense heat. So let's just see how we can get this. So let's just flick that back. I'll do my other section. This is what I mean about normally spraying this behind my head. And then give it a comb through. It does have a nice fine spray, but I still like combing any heat protectant through my hair, making sure it's distributed in as much of my hair as possible, because I want all my hair to be protected. So this isn't, it's just, I don't know. If you had very, very thick or coarse hair, I don't think this is going to be hot enough for your particular hair. It's almost at the point where I have no issue with touching my hair after this has ran through it, whereas with other straightening irons that I've used, my hair's been almost uncomfortable to touch afterwards. Like running your fingers through it, you're kind of running them as quickly as possible. But my hair is looking smooth and sleeker than before. So let's... Okay, I'm actually kind of liking this. Yeah, it's not a high heat as high a heat as other tools, but that's not a bad thing. I am still getting my hair sleeker while hopefully doing far less damage than with a much higher heat iron. Let's see. I kind of like the fact that you can lock the two sides of it together, not just for when you're curling, but also for when I'm travelling. I used to wrap the cord round my straighteners to keep the two sides together, and that's probably what's knackered them, because that puts unnatural kinks in the cord, and that can lead to wires breaking and things like that. So let's just have a look down to my ends here. So everything is straight and sleek. It's not got that completely dead hanging straight look, but to be honest, I'm not a fan of that. So at the moment, I think for £10 I'm not knocking these as straighteners. If you've got damaged hair and you really want to continue straightening it, this might be a good option because it is a lower heat, so it's going to do less of that damage. As I said, if you've got really coarse curly hair, this might not be the one for you. I don't think it's going to get any particularly curly hair straight. I am actually just really curious to see what happens when I try and curl with this. So I'm going to quickly nip downstairs and grab my heatproof glove, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so this is just a really cheap, supposedly heat resistant glove I got off of Amazon. Personally, I just think it looks like a woolly glove, but it's still going to offer some protection. So obviously this has no clamp on it for curls, so let's get a little section out and see what happens. I'm actually a little bit pessimistic with the low temperature that this is going to do anything. And I've just chose the wrong hand, haven't I? I will wake up, I will wake up. Okay, so I'm just taking a little 1-inch section on the top here. Oh, it was stuck to my comb. Ew. Okay. So ordinarily I would hold for about 20 seconds, so let's do that. Okay, so I cut that out because I had a little bit of a coughing fit. I'm still not feeling too hot today. And my eye's totally streaming now. Okay, that is not the greatest curl in the world, but it's definitely a curl. Okay, so total early noughties flashbacks to when we curled random strands of our hair on top of straightened hair. I don't think this is going to stay as a curl. I mean, that brushed out in seconds. It's just not hot enough to be a good curling tong. Okay, sorry about that little intermission. I have mopped up my face and had a drink, so hopefully this will see me through the end of this video. I don't like this as a curling iron. I kind of wish I'd bought just the plain straightener, because I think the outside of this heating up as well is going to be a little bit of a risk factor for me. I can be clumsy. So if you're kind of looking at these and you've got the option, go for the plain straightener. I don't think the curling tong's worth it. I don't think the temperature that it gets to is going to do any great curls, unless you have really, really, really fine hair. Maybe it'll work a bit better for you. But if you guys have any questions about this tool, please leave those down below and I will get back to you. And I'm going to go and drink a lot of juice. Bye guys.